Hello and welcome back to the Lex E. Rojas vlog. Lex E. Rojas, aka Dakota Wolmer, aka Dakota Wolf. And last time we spoke, I did mention my new Sasha shirt, but you didn't get to see it unless you went to that specific short that I had posted, I think just the day before that. So it has been exactly 1 week since my last live stream, and I know I said I was going to be doing these every few days, but well, and please excuse the oh god, what do you call this Cruella de Vil hairstyle I've got going on. Like, you can see my blonde roots extremely coming back and trying to overtake the black. I did buy some burgundy hair dye the other day that I just haven't used yet. But my god, my 2-year-old's trying to bust down the door. One sec.
Hello, Mama.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello. I like get a big pizza.
She's ordering a big pizza. So anyway, Wednesday I did end up taking an e-bike home, and thankfully I did not get rained on. No babies in the live stream. For adultos solamente. Solamente. Yes. Yeah, so Wednesday, when I got home, I think my partner was still at work, but when he got home, he brought home his paperwork from his renal appointment earlier that day, which is also referred to as nephrology, the study of your kidneys, I guess. He had a paper that said his exact diagnosis on it. Unfortunately, it is stage 5 kidney disease. Now, if you don't know what stage 5 kidney disease means, he is in the final stage of kidney disease. It was probably exacerbated by his high blood pressure and diabetes. So the next steps would be to replace his kidney or get him on dialysis. And that's really scary for someone in his early 30s. I told him that if I'm a match, I will give him my kidney. If I'm not, we would look to his brother, because they're most likely a match, since they are biologically related. And if neither of us is a match, then we need to keep searching and find a kidney for him. So that's very scary, and we all just gotta hope that it works out for the best, right? So as I had mentioned in my previous live stream, that was the first day of spring break. What a doozy, huh? The next day, Thursday, we took the kids to see the Mario Galaxy movie, which they were super excited about. I mean, we all had fun, you know, and it was a nice family movie. There were people there of all ages. Look at the avocado! Wow. Can I show everyone the avocado? The avocado! Here you go, baby. There's the avocado. Why don't you put it back where you found it? Or don't throw it at me. Poor little avocado. It can sit here. No. Go put it back, please. I don't want you throwing abuelita stuffies. Oh, it almost made it right back where it belonged. Anyway, when we got home from seeing the Mario Galaxy movie, we had a package from Amazon, a very large package, which happened to be our kids' new bunk beds. So my partner and I started putting that together. About an hour into putting it together, his brother came back, and he helped us. Even though he just got back from work, he helped us finish putting together the bunk bed for the girls, which they have become pretty much obsessed with. They love their new bunk bed. And it also, it's really helpful. Now my 8-year-old is excited to sleep in her own bed instead of constantly trying to finagle getting into our bed, or sleeping on a cot right next to our bed, which is something she was doing for a while because she gets anxious, Yeah, she doesn't like to sleep apart from us, even if we're in the same room. She wants to be like right up next to us. Then Friday, I also had off work because, again, it was Passover. And so I also had the appointment scheduled for AJ's arm. We had to see an orthopedic doctor. And they retook the x-ray, which they said looked like it was actually more than a buccal fracture. But because it had already been almost 2 weeks since the injury, and she had been wearing a soft cast for about 10 days, they gave me the option to either put her in a hard cast, which was the original plan, to switch her to a hard cast, or to put her in a removable splint. Now, the thing with the removable splint is it is only to be removed when bathing or sleeping. Now, the problem with that is the day before we just got a bunk bed. So I told her if she was going to get the removable splint, she had to sleep in it because she sleeps on the top bunk, and I don't want to risk her falling off the top bunk and re-injuring that arm and needing to get like pins in her bone. That would not be good. I trust everyone here might agree with that. Yeah. So, I got her to agree to that because she really, really, really didn't want to get back in a cast. At first she had been excited about a cast because she thought everyone could like sign her cast and she'd be so cool. But then she realized that she had to bathe with like a bag on her arm to keep the cast from getting wet, which would have been the same case for the hard cast. And she's like, I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to shower and bathe without the plastic bag. And I was like, all right, but you have to be responsible. So thankfully, all has been going well. She's singing a Miss Rachel song. We love Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is an amazing person, an amazing educator, and an amazing performer. We can watch Miss Rachel in a little bit. How's that?
Okay.
Okay. Yes, after Mommy's live stream. Hold on. I told you no babies in the live stream, okay? Why don't you go turn off that walkie-talkie? It's making a lot of noise. They have Bluey walkie-talkies. Yep, so then Saturday morning, I went with my brother-in-law, Jonathan, to pick up a U-Haul, that he needed so he could move this, like, giant toolbox thing that he'd been storing gear, to his uncle's in Staten Island, which we happened to be going to Staten Island anyway that evening for, our friend's birthday party. So we rented the U-Haul. I drove it because Jonathan doesn't have a driver's license and I do. So I drove the U-Haul from the U-Haul place downtown back to our neighborhood, and I parked it on our block. And then later When Paco got back from work, he and Jonathan moved the big orange box into the U-Haul. And Paco drove us all to Staten Island for dropping off the box, as well as for the birthday party. And that was fun. We ended up leaving at like 11 p.m., which, you know, some of you party animals out there might be like, why'd you leave so early? That's like pretty much like when it ended, because like the party had started at 4. We got there around 4:30, fashionably late. And there was food, drinks, party games. We played Cards Against Humanity. I think I won like 2 of the black cards. The final winner was the first person to 5 black cards. But there was a lot of us there, and it turned out to be a lot of fun. And go bananas! Parenting be like. So then Sunday morning was Resurrection Day, otherwise known as Easter, otherwise known as another holiday that I can't remember the name of. And I took the girl, I got up like 5 a.m. and the girls and I got ready and went to my sister's house upstate. Unfortunately, we couldn't take the U-Haul. It had to be dropped off again, so we had to take the bus. Not the bus. Well, we had to take the train, public transit. So that's why I had to get up at 5 a.m. So we got over there and we had a nice long play date for the kids, and you know, just socializing for me and my sister. That was nice and fun, and I hope we can make it back there soon. We gave my niece a birthday gift and a balloon, and we'll do the same for my nephew when it's his birthday, which I think is next month, or is it next month, right? May, I think. Ooh, I can't remember. Ooh. I'll remember later. My brain is like that. Yeah. And then Monday it was back to work. For like the shortest work week ever. But I have actually been feeling like super exhausted lately, which is, you know, related to me going to the hospital last week. And it's been like, you know? Mama didn't really fart. Mama just made a fart noise with Mama's mouth. Yeah. So I've just been feeling really worn down and exhausted. And I've been guzzling coffee and it's not been helping. And I don't know if my formerly acute sleep apnea has become obtuse. Because it was acute. Anyway, I don't know if that's the case or if is something else causing it, but I have to go see my primary care physician and find out why the hell I'm so tired all the goddamn time. All the time. All the time. And it's getting worse. So, Tuesday I worked again. And then let me see. After work, I met up with my mother-in-law, who had been watching my 2 girls all day, and we traded kids at Delancey, Essex, so that they could, so that my mother-in-law and her youngest son could go to this church that he likes to attend. You know, it's in Queens, yeah. So they took the train that I had just been on, and I took the kids. and headed home, where we ate, and then we had some ice cream, and I was gonna dye my hair and go live, but I did not do that, so now I'm going live today. I did not dye my hair yet still. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, but I have the hair dye. I'm just lacking the willpower. But yeah, the blonde is really, really coming out. It's like this much of the hair now. So I really need to deal with it. And then today, today and tomorrow, my office is closed. So, I've been mostly folding laundry that never got folded in the last couple weeks. And Paco went to another appointment today. It was for radiology. And yeah, I don't know what exactly they're looking for. Probably still related to his kidneys. Because like I said, he's probably going to need a new one. The kids were supposed to have a play date today, but plans got moved around. I did spend a little bit of time playing The Sims, both yesterday and today. Funniest thing in The Sims, I built our apartment and I put our whole family in there. Like everyone who's actually living in our apartment, I put in there, and I made it as realistic as possible. And the funny thing is, yesterday, that the baby in The Sims took off all her clothes and just started running around the apartment. And then like 5 minutes later, the real baby started doing that. And I don't know if it's because she saw herself do it in The Sims and was like, I can do that. That's an option. But it was really funny. Yes, Sims 4, Ellie. I love The Sims. I've always been a fan of The Sims. Ever since, well, I shouldn't say always, because it was actually since Sims 2. That's what really got me started on The Sims. That was really great, though. I loved The Sims 2. I preferred The Sims 2 over The Sims 3, but I also love The Sims 4. Something that I paid $40 for the disc, and then later it was free on PlayStation, so we got it for free on top of already having it on as a disc. But every time I switch, yeah, all the expansions are expensive, Ellie. They even have an expansion for clutter, which is so tempting because I'm a cluttered person and I'm like, I want it to be the realistic version of our family. So I'm like, I have 2 different Sims games saved. One is the realistic version of our household, and one is like the dream version where it's just the 4 of us living in our own little apartment doing our dream jobs and all that.
That's another walkie-talkie.
Thank you. Do you want it on or off?
No.
Okay. She said no. Anyway, the more stuff, the more I like it. Yeah, I love the idea of a lot of these expansions. I just can't afford to keep buying expansions. I have not paid for a single expansion yet. I just keep like looking at them wistfully. Just because I don't even play The Sims enough to justify buying an expansion. And each expansion, it costs as much as the original game. It's like $40 per expansion. I can't be spending that. I don't even want to spend $40 to bring my ass to the bathhouse. Like, which is like the minimum that it costs. So, which I do really want to go back to the bathhouse soon. I'm really hoping we have time soon and money. It's around $1,000 for all of the Sims 4 expansions. You know what? I believe that, Ellie. I believe that. Anyway, that has been my week. Thank you all for joining me today and any other day that you've joined me. I really do appreciate the support and discussing things in the chat. I like talking to the chat. Sorry that I didn't talk to you guys and interact with you guys more in the chat today. Every day is going to be different for me. I have ADHD and probably undiagnosed autism that I don't want to get diagnosed during this presidency. And it's just, yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. I'm sorry that you just arrived and I'm ending the live stream, but it will be available to like watch the whole thing if you're interested in seeing it. Holy crap, the baby just took out a whole bunch of ham from the fridge. I think that's definitely a cue to leave. Thank you again. And as always, remember to lead with empathy.